Welcome back. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
And together we're backyard music. Scott's laughing because I loaded the wrong notes and he caught me after about 10 seconds and stop. So we had to reload here. Take two.
Yep. And we are talking about sleeping and teens and mental health. And I don't know if I buy this, but we're going to get into it and we'll see what happens. So.
Sleeping longer on weekends to make up for rest lost during the school week may support better mental health in teens and young adults, according to new research from the University of Oregon, the Ducks, and the State University of New York Upstate Medical University. The study, published in the Journal of Affective Disorders on November 3rd, found that people ages 16 to 24 who recovered lost rest on the weekends were far less likely to report symptoms of depression compared with peers who did not catch up. This group showed a 41% lower risk of depressive symptoms. Would you like to know more?
All right. So when I was younger, there was no sleeping in on the weekends. It was get your fanny out of bed and just get with it. You're young. You're young. I got to stretch. No, you're young. You don't need to stretch. Get out of bed and get with it. So anyway, here we go. That's my opinion. No PhD involved. The research highlights the close connection between rest and emotional well-being during adolescence. This age group faces frequent rest disruption and an elevated risk of depression, yet has rarely been included in research examining weekend recovery patterns. The study offers an early look at weekend recovery habits among typical adolescents and young adults in the United States. Earlier research in this area focused largely on school-aged teens in China and Korea.
Many U.S. teens fall behind during the week as they juggle academic demands, social activities, extracurricular schedules, and often part-time jobs. These competing responsibilities make it difficult to maintain consistent nightly routines. Quote, sleep researchers and clinicians have long recommended that adolescents get 8 to 10 hours of sleep at a regular time every day of the week. But that's just not practical for a lot of adolescents or people generally, said Melinda Casement, a licensed psychologist, associate professor in the UO's College of Arts and Sciences, and director of the UO's Sleep Lab. She co-authored the paper with Jason Carboni, assistant professor of public health and preventive medicine and of family medicine at the State University of New York Upstate Medical University.
While the researchers emphasize that 8 to 10 hours each night remains the ideal goal, they acknowledge that many teens cannot consistently reach that target. When that happens, sleeping longer on weekends may help reduce the likelihood of depressive symptoms. Quote, it's normal for teens to be night owls, so let them catch up on sleep on weekends if they can't get enough sleep during the week, because that's likely to be somewhat protective. I don't know. Yeah, that's according to Casement.
It's like that'll be permitting the night owlish behavior during the week.
Yeah.
All right. The analysis used data from 16 to 24-year-olds who participated in the 2021 to 2023 National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey. Participants reported their usual bedtimes and wake-up times on weekdays and weekends. Researchers calculated wake-up catch-up rest by comparing average nightly duration on weekend days with the average on weekdays. Participants also reported their emotional state and were considered to have symptoms of depression if they said they felt sad or depressed every day.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Biological timing systems known as circadian rhythms, which is what we talked about in our morning show, right? Yep. Naturally shift during adolescence. These changes make it harder for teens to fall asleep early, even when they're tired. Quote, instead of being a morning lark, you're going to become more of a night owl, Casement explained. Going on with the quote, and sleep onset keeps progressively delaying in adolescence until age 18 to 20. After that, you start becoming more morning larkish again. Yeah, really? And living in your mom's basement. So.
For many teenagers, this biological timing aligns with falling asleep around 11 p.m. and waking around 8 a.m. That schedule often clashes with early start times at U.S. high schools. Because of this mismatch, many sleep scientists and healthcare providers support public health efforts to delay school start times.
Depression is one of the leading causes of disability among people ages 16 to 24, Caseman said. In this context, disability refers broadly to difficulties with daily functioning, such as missing work, arriving late, or struggling to keep up with responsibilities. Quote, it makes that age range of particular interest in trying to understand risk factor for depression and how those might relate to delivery of interventions, Caseman said. You know, again, in my house, and again, when I grew up in the age, there was no video games, very little TV. And you know what?
1912? Did they have talkies back then?
Yeah, back in the Depression. And they didn't call it the Depression because of kids not being able to get enough sleep. They called it that because the banks weren't broke.
They're
but
poor. Yeah.
Anyway, you got your fanny up, and I don't know. I don't know about this. And if you didn't get your fanny up, somebody helped you get your fanny up, and that was usually by either a hand or a foot. So
I remember because I went to the boys' club to play all kinds of sports during the week. So they closed at 9. I was back at home by 9:30, in bed, asleep by 10 every night.
And because you were worn out, right? Because
I was worn out. Yeah, fatigue is the best pillow.
Yeah. So you and then you got up the next day and you did it all over again, right? You got
all over again.
You went to school and then you did your playing outside, whatever, and. Yeah, as long as you were in bed when you're supposed to be in bed, or don't miss dinner, or all that kind of stuff.
That's just how I was. My whole high school, probably the whole junior high school too. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see. Leave us your comments if you're awake.
If you have a grandchild that's a teen, or a teen in your home, heaven help you. Absolutely. All right, thanks for joining us.
Take care, everyone. Thanks.